And now, broadcasting from the living room in the heart of the Music District in beautiful Old Town Fort Collins, Colorado, with support from Ginger and Baker and the Bohemian Foundation, it's Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM, streaming live at krfcfm.org. I'm your host today, David V., and today's musical guest is Tierro Band with Bridget Law.
me how you can move and groove at a Casa Latina, yeah. Ba-da-ba-bum-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-da, Casa Latina, así. Down at the old cantina, hip to the beach, she'll squeeze ya and tease ya. The Casa Latina, Puerto Rico, the F.A. Puerto Vallarta, lose what me mama gave ya and save ya. The Casa Latina, yeah. Ba-da-ba-bum-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-bum-ba. Ba-da-ba-bum-ba, ba-da-ba-da, Casa Latina, así. Pesos, vayamos a la Casa Latina, Tijuana, Yucatán, Guatemala, donde esté la gana, Bilarma, la Casa Latina, yeah. Ba-da-ba-bum-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-da, Casa Latina, así.
Tierro Band with Bridget Law here on Live at Lunch. Okay, that was Everlasting Dance off the new album, and then Casa Latina. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the music of love, it looked like to me there. And so you guys classify your music as Roma Grass, and I have to ask Bridget, what the heck is Roma Grass?
Well, apparently you're not supposed to use the beautiful word gypsy anymore.
Right.
So I guess that's where that comes from. But yeah, we really just have taken a lot of different world music styles and then threaded them into some original compositions. And then I have this huge bluegrass background that, I guess we haven't used the term a lot, but we do feel like it's probably the closest we're going to get to really incorporating just the festive feeling and then the concept of the world influences.
Well, now, in listening to the new album, Everlasting Dance, you do have a lot of world music influences, Middle Eastern in addition to European and, of course, the bluegrass influences.
That was like kind of the Latina side. And
Got a little bit of everything in there, and that's I guess that's what makes you guys sound so unique here in the Front Range in Colorado. Let me introduce everybody in the band, and of course, Bridget Law on violin.
Yes.
And Lee Gabriel on vocals. And we have Mr. Tierro Lee on guitar. And we have Larry Thompson on percussion and drums back there. And Charlie Parker Mertens on stand-up bass. And we're going to talk a little bit with everybody today because you guys all have some interesting stories to tell, I'm sure. As far as the band itself, is Everlasting Dance the only album you guys have out so far?
There's a self-titled record as well that actually we workshopped here at the Music District 6 years ago, I think we're realizing. But yeah, so if you do look up Tierro Band, then you will find another album which is pretty much instrumental. And then this record, Everlasting Dance, we started adding vocals. And so it features Bonnie Payne singing and Megan Letts and Zeraphine. And then right after we finished making the album, we discovered Lee. So everything's kind of lined up nicely to incorporate singing, which we really love great singers, so we're really happy to have one in our midst.
And obviously you've got other projects going on, Elephant Revival, who you've been with for years and years, and I don't know how you found the time to also do this project, but are you playing with other people in addition to the two?
I think I'm good with the two projects and our kiddo right now.
And the home life,
Yeah, every now and then somebody gets me to come special guest. But as far as projects that I feel devoted to, I'm very, very devoted to both of these projects. So.
Well, Tierro, I wanted to talk to you a little bit. You've had a pretty interesting musical journey here in Colorado yourself too. Probably the biggest artist you played with, Otis Taylor, and you were his lead guitarist for years.
Yeah, I love Colorado. I mean, Colorado has been such a godsend for me in my musical travels. And when I got to Colorado in the year 2000, I was sort of mesmerized by how much people supported music here. The musical community here was just so vibrant, and there was so much going on. And it really just supported everything that I'd done. And I tried to leave Colorado, but it was, it just kept bringing me back.
Drawing you back in.
I've tried and I've tried. About 12 years ago, I moved to the Helsinki, Finland. I lived there for a couple years.
Wow.
And when I left Colorado, I'd been here for a long time. I'd done a lot of gigs with a lot of folks. And the last gig I did here was with Otis Taylor at the Blues and Brews Festival in Telluride. And Colorado was just giving me the warmest hug, and it's the warmest musical hug you could ever get.
A little bit warmer than Helsinki.
A little bit warmer than Helsinki. And so after a couple years in Helsinki, it was time to come back, and I just love it here, and I'm a big fan of Colorado.
Of all the places, why Helsinki? What brought you there?
I went to Helsinki. My first son was born in Helsinki, and I particularly went there to be a dad and to just focus on those early years and have that experience. And it was a wonderful experience, and it was a wonderful community and country that really embraced me there as well, but not in the musical way that Colorado has.
I was just going to ask, was there much of a music scene for you to play there?
A little bit, and ironically, Otis came out, and he was
really?
touring through there, and so I think Larry was there, right?
Yeah.
And they showed up in my backyard, and I got to play with them, and I was working in a recording studio, and I had a lot of great experiences there in the recording side, and the music production side was really wonderful. But Colorado is just my place. I love this this state, and I love the people in it, and I'm real grateful to be able to play for them, and I try to do it as much as I can.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Well, we're going to let you play another tune. You're going to play Gypsy Weed. There's that word that we're not supposed to use, right?
Gypsy
we call
or
it
weed?
Roma Weed.
Actually, we've probably overused it, which is why we had to change it.
Well, a little background on this one, maybe?
I wrote this in Canada during the COVID, and we were locked in a cottage, and we weren't allowed to go out of that cottage for 2 weeks during COVID. And we were fortunately in a very beautiful place, and Bridget and I were locked in that cottage, and we had nothing to do but play music for several weeks, and this was one of the songs we wrote.
Yeah.
Mama say life is better by the sea. Daddy ran the dream to you and me. Now we trim on down, living on Gypsy Weed. Daddy knows the rhythms from the east. Mama grows the best buds by the beat. Now we trim on down, living on Gypsy Weed. Mama came out of Frisco, and Daddy from overseas. An old guitar and a violin, now we're living on Gypsy Weed. And we sow the planting of the seed, and we trim on down, living on Gypsy Weed. Here we go.
Tierro Band with Bridget Law. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, my grandfather had a dog. He's Bohemian, and his word for gypsy is Sigon.
Oh, okay.
Means little gypsy.
Oh, okay. Well, we knew Lee really took that song to a whole nother level for us. So when she showed up to rehearse and she's like, "So the second part, do you want it like this?" And we're like, yeah, definitely.
No, that was great.
So we knew at that moment, and we're just really happy to be collaborating.
I'm going to speak with Charlie back there. Do you want the full Charlie Parker Mertens?
That's right. It's a tough name to live up
Your
to.
parents must have been jazz fans.
They were.
All right. I found it interesting that you played with Thievery Corporation as well as Rapid Grass.
Yep.
Two totally different genres for bass.
Yeah.
And both of them fantastic.
If you wave a paycheck at me, I'll
You play anything. Speed
I'll
metal's
play
next.
it. I'll learn it.
What got you into bass? So you've always been a bass player?
Well, I started on cello when I was 10, and then I switched to guitar, and everyone was playing guitar, so I was like, well, I guess I'll play bass.
Everybody needs a rhythm section.
Right? And then I got into high school for electric bass, and they stuck me on upright on the very first day, and I was like, what is this thing? I don't want to play this. And they're like, no,
I don't want to carry this around.
You have to play this instrument to go to this school. So so I ended up playing upright. It kind of found me.
Where'd you go to school at?
Denver School of Arts.
All right.
High
So
school.
you're a Colorado native?
I am, yeah.
One of the 2 or 3 we have?
Yep. I'm actually from, I'm from a little town called Telluride.
Oh, wow. No wonder they had to have a bass player. There probably wasn't a whole lot of people in that school
Right?
at the time. It's gotten bigger since then, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What were you listening to growing up that made you want to be able to play just about any genre?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I was listening to a lot of stuff. Jazz, obviously, and a lot of reggae.
Oh, really?
And obviously, from being from Telluride, I was going to the Bluegrass Festival every year. So I really loved Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
See, no, they're kind of like a jazz grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're kind of a bridge between bluegrass and jazz, and just every world music too. They're just they're
Plus,
the
with
best.
listening to reggae now, that would make you play bass off rhythm. Like
That's
on
a
the
very
twos
specific
and-
way to play bass. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Reggae is
Exactly.
deep. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, was your family musical?
No, actually, no. I just started playing when I was. I actually was going to school in Boulder, and I did orchestra. I played cello in orchestra, and that was my first foray.
Just out of curiosity, I want to ask this to everybody. Were you all into, say, choir or band or whatever in high schools? Yeah. Most people I talk to are. It's important. Music programs for youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. And I know you guys encourage your children to be musical too. Well, thanks. I was going to get back to Larry there on the percussion, Mr. Larry Thompson. And you have played with quite a few people too, and you were a long tenure with Mr. Otis himself, Taylor.
I actually played with the other Otis too on one track.
Yeah?
Otis Redding, yeah, we did
Wow.
a track.
I didn't know that.
We did an unreleased track for a movie that was never done. They never got the budget to do the movie, but we did the track, and there was Otis Redding singing. Whoa!
Wow.
But Otis Taylor, yeah, we did 10, 11 years.
A few. And then you've played with like other Colorado artists such as Dan
Yep.
Fogelberg.
Yep.
Yeah. Who else? Why don't you give me a list?
I saw one of your recordings of this show, and Rebecca Folsom was on there. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I work with Rebecca, and that keyboard player, and that singer, and that bass player. I was like, that's just about the whole band.
The Front Range musician
Yes.
scene is so incestuous. It's
Oh.
just so many people playing with other people, and
I've
it's a
played
good thing.
the folk circuit, the country circuit, the jazz circuit, the bebop circuit, the fusion circuit.
You mentioned Ron Miles. You played
Yes,
with Ron
played
Miles.
with
out
Ron
in
Miles.
Denver.
Yeah, we keep running into each other.
You can
in
still
odd
keep
places.
dropping names. I'm interested to hear.
I have a ridiculously long resume list. We did shows with Michael McDonald. I played with Dizzy Gillespie. Had a Stevie Wonder gig.
Wow. So would you do a lot of studio work with them, or were you actually doing live shows too?
Some live, some studio. With John Dimmer, we did the studio stuff with him. With Dizzy Gillespie, we were live with I forget more people than I remember.
Did you start playing when you were like 12 or 13 with these guys?
I was the kid back then. But no, I did the public school routine, which, as you mentioned, is invaluable.
Right.
It fostered my love for music. It gave me the ability to learn it and excel at it. It gave me a place to find myself in music. Without public schools, I seriously doubt I'd be doing this.
So your parents weren't musical?
My dad was a lead tenor in church, and that was about it. I mean, we listened to music all the time in the house.
Was it gospel or was it all kinds of stuff?
Everything. We listened to everything. My dad. I was born in Atlanta, and my dad used to tell me all these stories going down to Peacock Lounge and hang out with this up-and-coming guy, this Ray Charles or this Nat King Cole guy, and it's like, wow, you should wait and see. This guy's going to be really big. And it was like, yeah, okay, Dad.
Amazing. What brought you from Atlanta out to Colorado?
Family moved out. Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 9. So I did all of my elementary, middle school, high school in Denver. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was quite an experience. I just knew music had me when I got to Denver, and we went to a symphony concert, Denver Symphony Concert. Mm-hmm. And I had never been to any concert before in my life. And I sat there and listened to that music and cried. It just moved me so much. I was sitting there saying, what is happening to me? I had no expression for that other than just sheer joy and tears. So music has always been that.
So there's never been a particular genre,
No.
Sounds like everybody else here too, that you were attracted to. You're attracted to everything, huh?
Everything. And by the time I was 19, 20, I was groomed as a studio musician, so I had to play everything. We played films, commercials, records. We did everything. So that started. I ended up at Caribou Ranch living there.
Wow. Oh, and that had so many fantastic artists over the years recording up there.
Oh, that was incredible. It was nice.
Fogelberg did a lot of his albums up there, didn't he?
Fogelberg was there. I was there when Zappa was there. Earth, Wind, and Fire was there. Who else was
Chicago
there?
was up
Chicago.
there.
We had Chicago play on my first album up there.
Like you said, there's a laundry list of people who recorded.
Yeah.
Because you could stay there and ride horses.
And hang on. We had the Caribou was in 3 or 4 different locations. There was the Caribou Ranch complex with the studio. There was the Forest Lakes complex, which we had. There was the Cowboy Ranch where all the dudes that ran the cows and all that stuff. Yeah. And then there was a ghost town.
Oh, I didn't know about the ghost town.
Yeah, so we were all over that complex, but we always go over there. We had a studio on our complex too, but we always went over to the Caribou main studio to record.
The big barn, that was it?
The big barn. A lot of memories in that barn.
Wish the fire never happened up there.
Yeah, well, that's another story.
I'll have to pick your brain about that. Well, I'm going to let you guys get back into a couple more here. Thank you. Let's see. We're looking at Gypsy and opening next. Okay, great. Tierro Band.
Reaching higher, we walk as one people, one color, one earth. Yom Mashiach, hey, Mashiach. Bring down the fire in everyone. Oh, bring down the fire and walk as one. Tear down the borders and walk as one. Unite the planet and walk as one. Represent the planet we are. We don't need your lost traditions to tell us who we are. Yom Mashiach and Mashiach. Oh, bring down the fire and walk as one. Tear down the borders and walk as one. Unite the colors and walk as one. Represent the planet we are. It's like opening yourself to yourself. Open your eyes to the light around you. Life has found you. Opening yourself to yourself. I am. I am.
Tierro Band with Bridget Law here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. I'm going to speak with the newest edition, Lee Gabriel. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Now, you don't have the history with various bands and stuff that these other guys do. That's because you're a little younger, right?
Totally.
Oh, okay.
That means we're old.
That's totally why.
But what got you into music? And have you always just been a vocalist, or were you playing piano or something growing up?
I started playing piano when I was 5. When I would go to my grandma's house, she had a piano, and that's all I wanted to do. So my parents got me one. But other than my grandma, I was pretty much the only musical person in my family.
What were you listening to growing up?
Gosh, all sorts of stuff.
Like,
But mostly my dad only allowed us to listen to classical music and like oldies, Motown, old soul. So to listen to like pop or hip hop or rock and roll, I'd have to go to a friend's house. So, it's true.
were you classically trained at all, or?
For the first couple of years that I played, but after that, it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
my
obvious.
mom noticed that. And so she found me a teacher who realized that the way to keep me interested in piano was to teach me how to accompany myself singing. And so that's when I started doing that.
So what are you listening to now these days?
Tierro Band.
Yeah. You have to.
All
But
sorts of stuff.
what thrills you when you're home alone and putting music on? And
What thrills me, man, honestly, I run the gamut when it comes to genres. I just saw
Just like
Bridget's
everybody.
other band play an amazing show
They are?
like last month. No, and they blew me away. So Elephant Revival's on my playlist a lot.
Yeah. Ours too.
Yeah,
KRFC.
so good.
All right. So are you?
Ask me that.
Yeah, I will. All right, Brett, let's see here. Now, Lee, you're originally from Boston,
Boston area.
and then what brought you out to Colorado?
I came out on a whim, and I had some friends that had an open room. So I decided to stay for a couple of months. I told my family, my friends, my job that I'd see them in 2 months or so. And that was 14 years ago.
And are you? A lot of musicians obviously have to support themselves, have outside jobs. Are you working an outside job too?
Yeah, I bartend at McDevitt Taco Supply.
All right.
Plug for McDevitt. Best tacos in Boulder. Also in Denver.
Free advertising. Well, Bridget, what are you listening to these days?
Oh, I just have to tell you. Because I'm so infatuated with the new Gregory Alan Isaacoff album.
Oh.
I really haven't stopped. So I just had to
Another
say that.
Colorado artist?
Appaloosa Bones. And then it's not written anywhere, but my bandmate Bonnie Payne is singing all over the record. And it just sounds
Oh, really?
amazing to hear Gregory and Bonnie singing together. So
I didn't realize Bonnie was on that.
I know. I'm like, what do we got to do to tell everybody? Because they really sound super magical
Well,
together.
that's only like a month old, isn't it? It just came
Yeah,
out.
right, like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I was at the show at Red Rocks and it was so fun, really amazing.
Yeah,
so.
I believe he had an album with the Colorado Symphony at Red Rocks too a few years back.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was a nice show.
Well, boy, I tell you, I really enjoyed the jam on Gypsy. By the way, that was amazing. Everybody had a chance. I thought you were going to run out of frets there on free for. You're up to the top there. Well, speaking of free.
I mean, opening, I think that's going.
Yeah, opening. And then we've got, next is going to be Free, and then follows Sun and Morocco, right? Yeah. All right, well, let's get into Free with Tierro Band and Bridget Law.
This is actually a very new song.
Okay. Well, that's great. Premiere.
Just about supper time, sitting on a bench wash park on my behind, thinking about what to say, how to put a smile on this gray day. I know you know how much it hurts when we're apart, and I've no reason to be sorry. I want you to be free. Take this happiness from me, and I just wanna see you fly, kiss the world and touch the sky. I just want you to be free. Little man, love of mine, made a mother out of me after all this time. Best thing I ever did, leave that world behind to raise my kid. I know you know how much it hurts when we're apart, and I've no reasons to be sorry. I want you to be free. Take this happiness from me. I just wanna see you fly, kiss the world and touch the sky. Yes, I'd do anything, I'd die just to see you touch the light. I just want you to be free. Take this happiness
Bridget Law Band. Bridget Law. Tierro Band. With Bridget Law.
Yeah, I mean, now that we have Lee and there's more going on,
I know,
wonder,
it
we take
should
the
feature
Bridget Law
everybody.
off? Yeah, exactly. It just makes it weird, I think.
But obviously, so much talent coming from everybody there today. Well, you guys, especially the singing, the voices blend so well. Maybe that's why you pulled her in, huh?
We feel so heaven sent. It's really funny. Yeah. Like, I love that life does that, you know, but actually the day that we really kind of had the realization with Lee, we have a mutual friend, but Tierro and I were like talking, okay, we want a singer. It'd be nice if they were like kind of a tenor voice so I could sing the soprano, and it'd be really cool if it was somebody that nobody really knew yet. And then we go to this event that our friend was hosting, and we have a connection to Hawaii. She starts with this Hawaii poem. We're like, okay, and then Lee goes into a song, sits down at the piano and starts singing, and we both just like get goosebumps and look at each other, and yeah, everything. Like it's really natural to sing harmony with her. I don't have to change my voice at all, and yeah, it's cool. It's like the beginning of a really great chapter for this band.
The other band loses out, right?
There's time for everything.
All right. You guys have a great show coming up here on November 4th in Cedar Edge. What's the location there, Cedar Edge?
Cedar Edge is like out in Grand Mesa. Yeah.
Do you remember the venue?
It's the Art Center. So I think it's the Grand Mesa Art Center.
Is it just Tierro Band, or is it like a festival or multiple
I think we're the feature act. They do. It's really neat. It's a little town, but it's a really vibrant arts community, and they put together a really wonderful lineup of shows, and then they do season passes.
Is that where David Starr has his guitar shop?
David Starling, isn't he in? Oh wait, maybe a different.
Yeah. I could be wrong too, but I thought it was Cedar Edge.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. Well, I'd like to remind all our listeners today that obviously you can always go to our KRFC RadioVision YouTube channel, and there's a subscribe tab on there. And if you do, you will get a notification each week who the Live at Lunch artist will be that week. It not only benefits KRC, but obviously helps all of the musicians who appear on Live at Lunch, and it's a great way to stay on top of Colorado music. I'd like to thank Eric Delano and Jeremy Smith and Chris Winslow today, our video crew, who always do a fantastic job, as well as Greg Douras and Dan Perez. Dan doubles on video and audio sometimes, so it's great having you guys. Thanks. Well, you know, it looks like we probably have about four or 5 minutes left. Okay. I'll leave it up to you guys. What would you like to close out with?
Yeah, we'll do Follow the Sun. And big thank you to everyone here. We really appreciate you all. We really appreciate you all being part of it. And thank you so much. Fort Collins, the Music District, has just been so close to our hearts. And we are going to play a festival. Keep an eye out for Tico Time Music Festival, Tico Time Bluegrass Festival, which is in May. And you can watch out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And Tico Time Bluegrass Festival will be there. A lot of wonderful groups.
And that's happening in March?
It's actually May. It's May, early May. And that'll all, if you need any information, you're welcome to come to our website, and our information
and
will be
what is
there.
the best place for people to get information on the band?
Yeah, it's tierroband.com, Tierro band.com.
And they can obtain your music and swag. And
all of the things. All of the things are there. And we'd love to see you at one of these shows. We don't have a lot of shows on the books right now. We're working on a new record, but we'll certainly be doing lots. So stay in touch, and we'll let you know when we're playing near you.
And Tierro Band has their current album out, Everlasting Dance, which is fantastic. We're playing it a lot here on KRFC, and it's not even a year old. So
thanks for the support.
If you enjoy their music, folks, support Colorado music.
Follow the sun, which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe, breathe in the air, cherish this moment Follow the sun, this direction of the birds in the direction of love. And breathe in the air. Cherish this moment, cherish this breath. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone. A brand new moon and a brand new sun. When you feel love coming down on you like a heavy wave, when you feel this crazy society is headed to the fray, take a stroll to the nearest waters and remember your place. Many moons have risen and fallen long, long before you came. So which way does the wind blow? What does your heart say? So follow the sun, direction of when the day is done.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vacek, at david@krfcfm.org.